Welcome my dear students. Today we can take percentage classes. This is a very important classes. How to do shortcuts and without pen. Today we can do the problems by using without pen also. This is very important topic for all examinations like CAT, MAT, ICET and so on. This is a very important topic and so many shortcuts will be there by without using the pen also we can do the problems. First of all, what is the definition of percentage? Percentage means for every 100 we can calculate is called a percentage. For every 100 the calculation we can call it as a percentage. In this problem we can do the problems without any pen. Without pen we can do all the problems. Today we can see all the shortcuts. It's a very important. It will be useful in other chapters like compound interest and profit and loss and so many topics. It will be very useful. Today we can see this one. First of all, what is the definition of percentage? Percentage means for every 100 the calculation we can call it as a percentage. A small example, suppose in an examination the maximum marks is 500. The maximum marks is 500. So out of 500 a student got only 250 marks. 250 marks. What is his percentage? Means he got only 50%. Why? Because always we can assume the maximum marks as 100%. The maximum marks as 100%. So for 250 marks it is nothing but half of the value. That's why it is 50%. So the calculation for 100, for every 100 we can call it as a percentage. Now we can see, I can show you some shortcuts. Just say and write on this one. Now come to these problems. I am giving 37.5% of 6400 is equal dash, 66.6% of 6369 is equal dash, 22.20% of 20160 is equal dash, 8.3% of 200 is equal dash. We have to do within a fraction of seconds. How can we do it? So the first one is the required answer. Anyone is ready to do? Within 1 minute you can do all these problems. Within 1 minute you can do all these 4 problems. Not 1 minute, you can do in the fraction of seconds only. So the first answer is 2400. The first answer is 2400. What about the second answer? The second answer is 4246. 4246. What about the third answer? The third answer is 4480. 4480. What about the fourth answer? The fourth answer is 100 is the answer. The fourth answer is 100 is the answer. We can do within a fraction of seconds if you know the values of the fractions. If you know the shortcut, it is very easy. I can write within a fraction of seconds when I had to do the problem. So what is the logic in this one? What is the logic in this one? Here the logic is, if you know the value of 37.5%, the fraction is nothing but 2 by 3. Sorry, 3 by 8. The fraction is 3 by 8. If you know with 3 by 8 is 6400, 3 by 8 is 6400, the value is nothing but 2400. If you go for 66.6% of 6369, what is the value of this one? What is the value of this one? What is the value of that one? Now, what is the value of that one? This is nothing but 2 by 3. If you know the value of 2 by 3, by assuming the value 2 by 3, the calculation value becomes 4246. What is the value of this one? This is nothing but the fraction is 2 by 7. 2 by 7 into 20106, the value becomes 4480. What is the value of 8.133? Nothing but this is 1 by 12. 1 by 12 into 1200, the value becomes 100. If you know these techniques, you can do the problems very easy. So 37.5% the fraction value is nothing but 3 by 8, 66.6 the fraction value is 2 by 3, 22.2% the value fraction is 2 by 7, 8.3 the fraction is 1 by 12. If you know the values, it is very easy for you. So first of all, you have to know you have to by heart some values. If you know by heart all the values, it's the value of the percentage will be very easy for you. Write down this one, you can go for the next topic. And we can write down some shortcuts of the table, you can get an idea. Now see, I have given some important fractions in the board. If you know these fraction values, percentage values, it is very easy for us. We can do the problems in a short, within a fraction of seconds. So first of all, you have to write down these values, formulas. It is very easy for you. If you know all these values, 1 by 9 is nothing but 11.11%. 11.11 is nothing but 1 by 9 only. So 9.09 is nothing but 1 by 11. If you know all these values, it is very easy for you. These all fractions will be very useful in bank as well as railways, SS and all other competitive examinations. If you perfect in this one, percentage will be a fraction of seconds. You can do all the problems. First of all, write down this one. This is 4 by 7. This is also 2 by 7. Okay, now we can see some more methods on this percentages. See here, let us assume 100% is equal to 100% is equal to 360. We can see some models. 100% is equal to 360. How can you find 10%? 10% is equal to, just simply from the right hand side, after one digit put a decimal. Simply after right hand side, after one digit put decimal, means 36.0. After one digit put decimal. So it becomes the 36.0, nothing but 36. So for 10% the value becomes, the value is 36. 100% value is 360. What is 10% value? Means just simply from right hand side, after one digit put a decimal. After one digit put a decimal, we can get the value as 36. Suppose if we want 1% value, suppose if we want 1% value is equal to 1% value. How to find 1% value means from right hand side, you have to take after 2 digits, after 2 digits you have to put decimal, means 3.60. 3.60 is also equal to 3.6. So what is the proper value? 1% means after 2 digits, from right hand side, after 2 digits put a decimal, nothing but 3.6 is the required answer. Suppose if you want to find 50% value, 50% means half of this value. Half of this value means nothing but 360 by 2. 360 by 2, the value is 180. 50% means half of this value, half of that value, that is equal to 180. Suppose we want 40% value. How to find 40% means we can write down this as 4 into 10%. 4 into 10%. 40% means 4 into 10, 40%. Already you know 4%, the 10% value is 36. So it becomes, this is equal to 4 into 36. 4 into 36, the value is 108. The value is 108. So how to find 40% value? 40% is also equal to 4 into 10%. So 4 into 36, nothing but 108 is the required value. Suppose if we want to find 32% value. 32% value. How to write down this 32% means, first of all we can write down this as 30 plus 2%. 30 plus 2%, nothing but 32%. 30% you can write down as 3 into 10. What is the value of 3? What is the value of 10%? 10% is 36. 36 into 3. So here, what about this one? 4 into 36. 4 into 36, the value becomes 6 into 4, 24. 2 is there. 4 3 is 12. 144 is the right answer. 144. Now come to this one. 30 plus 2%. 32 plus 2%. 30 means 3 into 10. 36 into 3, 108. 108 plus 2%. Already I know 1% value is 3.6. 1% value is 3.6. 2% means 3.2 into 3.6 into 2. 3.6 into 2, the value is 7.2. So the total answer becomes 115.2 is the required answer. 115.2 is the required value. You can do the problem like this. Suppose you can see other also 110%. How to find 110%? We can assume this as 100 plus 10. 100 plus 10. This is equal to 100% means nothing but 360. 10% means nothing but 36. So the value is 396 the value. 360 plus 36, the value is nothing but 396 is the required value. Now you can go for some other one, 450%. 450%. How to find 450% means 4 into 100 100% plus 50%. So already you know 100% value is 360. 360 into 4, nothing but 1440 plus 50% value is half of this value, 180. Half of this value, 180. What is the answer? 0 plus 0, 0. 8 plus 4, 12. 1 is there. 2 plus 6, 1. 16, 20 is the answer. So by splitting the values, we can do the problems very easily. Suppose if you want to find 5%, how to find 5%? How to find 5%? Already you know 10% is 36. Half of that value is nothing. So 36 by 2, 18 is the value. So by using logical methods, we can do all the problems. Without pen and paper also, we can do all these problems. If you know the logic in your mind, it's very easy. Just write down this one. By practicing, you can get this idea. Now we can see some more problems like this. See here. What is the first problem? 15% of 480. Now can you tell me with a fraction of second, how can you tell it? With a fraction of, tell it. So 15% of 480. So I am assuming this 15% as 10% plus 5%. 10 plus 5%. What is the 10% value? Already I told you 10% means you have to take a decimal and after one digit, means 10% value is 48. 10% value is 48. What is 5% value? Half of 10% value. Half of 10% value is 48. Half of this one is 24. So by adding these two, 8 plus 4, 12, 72 is the answer. 48 plus 24, 72. So 15% of 480 is equal to dash. I am assuming 15% as a 10 plus 5%. 10% means you can take a decimal after one digit. So 10% value is 48. 5% means half of 10%, 48 by 2, 24. So 48 plus 24, 72 is the right answer. So we can do the problem like this. If you go for 21% of 130. So I am writing this 21% as 20 plus 1%. 20 plus 1%. Now 20% means, actually 10% means, 10% means after decimal, after one digit, put a decimal, 10% value is 13. 10% value is 13 here. 10% value is 13 here. So 20% means 2 into 13. 2 into 13, 26 is the value. 2 into 13, 26. Next, how to find 1% value? Already we know that 10% value is 13. 10% value is equal to 13. For 1% means we have to put a decimal after 2 digits. After 2 digits means 1 and 2. 1.3 is the answer. 1.3. 1.3. By adding the values 3, 7, 2. 27.3 is the required answer. So for 21% the value is 27.3 is the required answer. If you go for this one, 16% of 2000 is equal to dash. 16% of 12,000. 16% of 12,000 is equal to dash. I am writing this 16% as 10 plus 6 plus 1%. Sorry, 10 plus 5 plus 1. 10 plus 5 plus 1%. I am assuming 16 as 10 plus 5 plus 1. Now tell me what is the 10%? So you have to take a decimal after one digit. So the value becomes 1200. For 10% the value is 1200. Next, 5% means half of 10%. Half of 10%. Till half. So 12 and half is nothing but 600. Next, 1%. 1% means already I told you. 1% means from the value we have to take after two digits, from the right hand side, after 2 digits means the value becomes 120. So take 120. This is the answer. 0, 2, 9, 1. 1920 is the correct answer. 1920 is the required value. The last one, 20% of 48. 20% I am writing as 10% plus 10%. This is equal to 10% of this 48 means 4.8 and once again 4.8. 8 plus 8, 16, 1 is there. 4 plus 4, 8. 9.6 is the answer. 10% plus 10%, the 4.8 plus 4.8, the value becomes 9.6. So we can do the percentage. This is the easy method. But going and practice so many problems, we can will be very perfect in these methods. Right on this one. Now we can go for a very important method, important formula also. So see this one, x% of y is equal to y% of x. This is a very important method. On this you can get problems also. X% of y is also equal to y% of x. Suppose if you see the small example, 46% of 50 is equal to dash. 46% of 50 is equal to dash. So here we can write down this value as like this also, 50% of 46. 50% of 46. We know the 50% value is fraction is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 into 46. So the answer is 23 is the answer. So we can do the problems in an easy way if you know the formula x% of y is also equal to y% of x. It is very easy for you to do the problems, very easy. Very easy. Suppose a small example I am giving for you. Suppose another example I am giving another example for you. 144% of 25 is equal to dash. Do it. You can try it. Now we can write down this one as 25% of 144 also. 25% value is nothing but 1 by 4. 1 by 4 into 144. 4 3s are 12. 4 3s are 12. 24 is there. 4 6 are 12. So the correct answer is 36 is the right answer. 36 is the right answer. This is a very important formula. This is a very important formula. X% of y is also equal to y% of x. If you know this formula, we can do the problems very easy. Definitely you will get 1 mark from this one. This is a very important one. Now we can go for some other problems. Write down this one. Now come to this problem. If 50% of P is equal to 25% of Q, then P is equal to X% of Q, find X. We have to find the X value. So first of all, we can convert the first fraction into in terms of P and Q. We can convert. So what is the first fraction he was given? 50% of P, 50% of P is equal to 25% of Q. First of all, you can cancel this percentage and percentage. 25 ones, 25 twos. So the value becomes 2 into P. 2P is equal to Q is the required answer. 2P is equal to Q. Half also cancel automatically. So the value becomes 2P is equal to Q is the condition. Now come to the problem. The problem is he was given as the problem as P is equal to X% of Q. Now we can take P means nothing but we can take P means nothing but Q by 2. P is equal to Q by 2. I am taking here Q by 2. X% means X by 100. Half means into Q. Half means into Q. So this Q and Q cancel. Come to 100 this side. 100 by 2 is equal to X. Cross multiplication is equal to X. 100 by 2 means 50. 50 is equal to X. So the required answer is 50 is the required answer. So he was given 50% of P is equal to 25% of Q. Then P is equal to X% of Q. Find the value of X. How to find out means this is the method to find the value. So the required answer is 50 is equal to X is the required value. You can find out like this. Write down. You can go for the second problem. Now come to the second problem. 20% of P plus Q is equal to 50% of P minus Q, then P is to Q is equal to dash. How to find out this problem? Here you are given the options. So the process is very easy. 20% of P plus Q. He was given 20% of P plus Q is equal to 50% of P minus Q. Now here see, first of all, this percentage and percentage cancel. This 0 and 0 cancel. So 2 into half means into 2 into P plus Q. 2 into P plus Q is equal to 5 into P minus Q. Expanded. 2 into P, 2P plus 2 into Q, 2Q. 5 into P, 5P minus 5Q. Send P to that side and Q to this side. Minus 5Q come here to 2 plus 5, nothing but 7Q. Send 2P that side, 5P minus 2P, 3P. Now I am sending Q to downward and cross multiplication and 3 to this side. 7 by 3 is equal to P by Q. Sending Q to cross multiplication that side, P to this side. So 7 by 3 is equal to P by Q. Therefore P is to Q is equal to 7 is to 3 is the answer. P is to Q is equal to 7 is to 3 is the required answer. Write down, you can go for the next problem. Now come to the third problem. 90% of A is equal to 30% of B and B is equal to 2x% of A, then the value of X is dash. Then the value of X is dash. So I hope the same model like the second problem, we can do it the problem very easily. 90% of A, he was given 90% of A is equal to 30% of B. First of all, you can cancel this percentage and percentage. This is 0 and 0. 3 ones are 3 3s are. So 3 into A, 3A is equal to B remaining. So finally the condition is 3A is equal to B is the required condition. Now take the second condition, B is equal to 2x% of A. 2x% of A. Now you can write down in place of B, you can write down in place of B, B means 3A. 3A is equal to 2x by 100, percent is there, 2x by 100 into A. This A and A cancel, 2 ones are 250 times, send 50 to this side, 3 into 50, 150, 150 is equal to X. 3 into 50, X is there, X writing 3 into 50, 150 is the correct answer. So the right answer is 150 is the right answer. Write down this one, you can go for the next method. Now come to the fourth problem. 40% of a plus b is equal to 60% of a minus b, then 2a minus 3b by a plus b is equal to dash. How can you find this problem? How can you solve? How can you solve this problem? So that given data is, మనకి ఇచ్చిన data ఏంటి అంటే 40% of a plus b is equal to 60% of a minus b. మనకి ఇచ్చిన data ఇది, the given data. సో ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తున్నాం అంటే వాట్ వీఆర్ డూయింగ్ ఈజ్ ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ పర్సంటేజ్ క్యాన్సిల్, దిస్ 0 0 క్యాన్సిల్, 2 2s are 2 3s are, here remaining మిగిలిన 2 into a plus b is equal to 3 into a minus b. Expand it, 2a plus 2b, 3a minus 3b. Send minus b this side, dot that side. So minus 2b plus 3b, the value is 5b. Send to it, that's a 3a minus 2a. So finally a is equal to 5b. The value is a is equal to 5b is the condition. The value is a is equal to 5b. Now you can take the problem. 2a minus 3b by a plus b is equal to, now you have to substitute in place of a, you can take it as 5b. So 2a means 2 into 5b 10b minus 3b by a means 5b plus b. So the value 10b minus 3b is 7b by 6b. b cancel, the answer is 7 by 6 is the answer. So the required answer is 7 by 6 is the answer. Write down this way, go for the next method. Now come to the fifth problem. 20% of a is equal to 80% of b. Now here percent cancel, percent cancel, 21s are 24s are. So here a remaining, a is equal to 4 into b 4b. 1 into a, half means into 1 into a, 4 into b 4b. So the condition is a is equal to 4b is the condition. The condition is a is equal to 4b is the condition. Now take the problem. b plus a by b minus a. So b plus a means 4b, a means 4b by b minus a means 4b. So b plus 4b is nothing but 5b. b minus 4b means nothing but minus 3b. b cancel. The answer is minus 5 by 3. So you can take it as this one as 5 by 3. You can take it as 5 by 3. So you can take it as negative actually. Here also negative. The answer is minus 5 by 3 is the answer. Minus 5 by 3 is the answer. Now come to this problem. 20% of a plus b is equal to 50% of b, then the value of so on. So 20% of a plus b is equal to 50% of b. So 21s, 20% cancel, 21s, no, 0 0 cancel. So 2 into a 2a plus 3b, sorry 2b, this is equal to 5b. This is equal to 5b. Send 2b that side. So 2a is equal to 3b, or a is equal to 3 by 2b. A is equal to 3 by 2b. Now come to the problem. What is the problem he was given? 2a minus b by 2a plus b. 2 into a means 3 by 2 of b minus b by 2 into 3 by 2 of b plus b. This 2 to cancel, 2 to cancel. 3 into b, 3b minus b, the value is 2b. 3 into b, 3b plus b, 4b. 2 ones, 2 twos, b cancel. 1 by 2 is the answer. 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is the required answer. 1 by 2 is the required value. Write down. Now come to the seventh problem. It's a very easy also. 8% of x is equal to 4% of y, then 20% of x is equal to dash. Options he was given like this. We can check out the problem. So the first condition was given as 8% of x. 8% of x is equal to 4% of y. He was given. Percent cancel. If not, we can take like this. We can take like this. 4 ones are 4 twos are. So it becomes 2% of x. 2% of x is equal to 1% of y. 2% of x is equal to 1% of y. Now go to the problem. Go to the problem. 20% of x. 20% of x is equal to, I am writing this as 10 into 2% of x. 10 into 2, nothing but 2%. 10 into 2% of x. 10 into 2% of x. But already I know 2% of x is nothing but 1% of y. So this is equal to 2% of x, 1% of y. 10 into 1, 10% of y. So the answer is 10% of y is the answer. 20% of x I am writing in the form of 10 into 2, nothing but 10 into 2, 2% of x. So but 2% of x means 1% of y. 10 into this one means 10% of y. 10% of y is the required answer. So the required answer is 10% of y is the required value. Now come to this problem. If 60% of A is equal to 30% of B, comma, B is equal to 40% of C, comma, C is equal to X% of A, then the value of X is dash. Now see, first we can find out the conditions in a sequence way. He was given 60% of A. 60% of A is equal to 30% of B. 30% of B. He was given like this. So percent cancel, 31s, 32s. So 2 into A, 2A is equal to B. This is the condition. 2A is equal to B is the condition. From the first one I have got the condition 2A is equal to B. Now come to the second expression, that is B. B is equal to 40% of C. B means you can take it as 2A. 2A is equal to 40% means 40 by 100 into C. Into C. So this 0, 0 cancel. 2 1s, 2 2s, 2 1s, 2 5s. So send 5 to this side, 5A is equal to C. Finally I have got 5a is equal to c. From second expression I have got 5a is equal to c. Now go to the third expression. C is equal to x percent of a. C means you can take it as 5a. 5a is equal to x percent means x by 100, half means into a. Both sides you can cancel, a cancel. Send 500, so 5 into 100, 500 is equal to x. So the value of x is 500. So the answer is 500 is the correct answer. Write down this one. This is the basic class for you. We can see so many shortcut methods in other exercises. Percentage is a big chapter. We can take 2 or more classes for you. This is just basic introduction. So in this one, very important is x percent of y is equal to y percent of x is very important. And also I have given a table for you in the board. I have given. You have to by head all these things. Then it's very easy for you. Without pen and paper you can do any problem. Thank you.